Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. I am Lorraine with Lorraine Murray Fitness, and I'm excited to be here to talk to you about eating healthy for beginners. For beginners, for moms, for anybody that just struggles with eating healthy, I just wanted to talk today about how I got started and a plan for you to just begin the basics of eating healthy. We've talked in previous series about the importance of taking care of yourself and how to make time for yourself. And now we're going to get into the so-called meat and potatoes of it, of what do you do once you have that time? How do you take care of yourself? And the major, biggest step is eating healthy. But how do you do that? It's the biggest question. So many of us know we should eat healthy, but we have no idea how. So first, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my journey. When I was younger, I was the skinny girl. I was the girl that didn't have to try. I never had to worry about what I ate. I could eat whatever I wanted and I didn't gain weight. It was amazing. But then I had two kids. And as if you're a mom, you know that changes. And as you get older, it just changes as well. Your metabolism slows down and things start getting harder to do. So I had Raylan, my oldest, and a really tragic thing happened where my house was broken into and I lost a ton of weight. Best diet I had ever been on, except it was exceptionally unhealthy and I looked horrible. So really, yes, I lost the weight, but my first experience of having a kid, I lost the weight, even though it was unhealthy. It wasn't my fault either, but the second kid came along and I was over it. I gained more because I wasn't working and I felt absolutely miserable. And I decided that once I had my child and I was okay and cleared to work out by the OBGYN, I was working out. So my 6 weeks was coming up and I started getting a plan. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how to do it, but I knew I had to do something because I could not live like that any longer and I was just fed up. So I came up with a plan. I had my mind set. My mind was like, this is happening. So I go to my 6-week appointment. They go, you're ready to go. And I went home, I worked out, and I changed my diet 100%, like not cheating at all for 6 weeks. And I lost about 20 pounds in 6 weeks, and it was phenomenal. And then real life happened, and the baby stopped sleeping, and I got a headache when I was working out, and it just wouldn't go away. I think I strained a muscle or something, but it just derailed me. And for a while, my body hung on to it. Like, it was like, okay, you can eat whatever you want. But slowly and surely, as I fell out of the routine of eating healthy and I started going back to eating out because it was just easier and my life felt like it was insane, the weight started creeping back on. And this happened for probably about 2 years, I think. And then I was so inspired by my sister who lost a ton of weight just eating healthy and exercising. And I had to go see her in December at like a family get together for Christmas in Colorado. And I was appalled at what I looked like. I had always been the little one. My sister's like 6 inches taller than me and just bigger than me. Her bones are bigger. You know, I've just been the little one. And all of a sudden my sister weighed less than me. And I'm like, oh no. Not because I don't love you, Linz, but just because in my mind I could not handle that difference. I couldn't. And she was the motivation I needed to start again. So the second time around though, I didn't go quite all in like I did the first time. I realized that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and I got overwhelmed, and life was still hard, and the holidays were coming up, and I just couldn't go all in and commit to being 100% because in my mind I knew I was going to fail with the holidays. So this time I started working out, and I started changing my diet, but I didn't go 100% cold turkey and take everything out of my life. I started smaller this time. I started, getting the soda out of my life, and I started, I stopped eating out and I started making dinners at home, and I didn't have Pop-Tarts for breakfast. I had eggs, and it was a slower process, derailed all of December, and then come January, I was able to jump back in because I didn't feel like a failure that time. The biggest thing for me from time 1 to time 2 of me taking on the idea of eating healthier and changing my lifestyle was that I took a different approach. I went all in the first time and I made small changes over the course of time as the second one, and guess which one lasted longer for me? The second one. I've been doing this for a little over 2 years now, well, about 2.5 years now, and I'm the healthiest I've ever been. I feel so much better, and I'm just happier. I don't, if I have a bad day, it doesn't put me under. So anyway, that is kind of my brief, short journey. There's so much more that I can get into, but that's kind of the overall thing. And, I remember going, I don't know how my sister's doing this without, I don't know how she's doing it. I don't know how to do this. I know I'm supposed to eat vegetables and I know I'm supposed to eat fruit. And I thought I understood nutrition, but I didn't. And, I had to find something that worked for me. And you're going to have to do the same thing. But there are some I'm going to give you 5 tips, I guess, that can help you get started on eating healthy. It's not a perfect plan, and it's all going to be different for each of us, but it's some general tips that can help you get started. And then as you get into that journey of eating healthier and changing your lifestyle, that's when things start changing. So the first thing that I recommend when you're starting to eat healthy, and what I had to do myself, was I had to have a plan. I could not just go into this going, okay, eat some veggies, eat some fruits, you'll be good. No, I needed somebody to tell me what I needed to eat, how much I was supposed to eat, and have a guide, because I was literally more clueless than I thought. So this can look different for everything. I know. You're sitting there going, there's a million things. How do I even find a plan? And you know what? You have to research. I am going to highly suggest that you skip all of the fads. Don't wrap yourself up in saran wrap, please. That's not really healthy for anybody. Quick fix. Pills that are saying you're going to lose weight, medicines, those things all work until you stop, and then it comes back. So my suggestion is find something that includes real foods that you're going to find in the outskirts of a supermarket that include color, vegetables, fruits, proteins, lean meat. Chicken's great. You need to limit your red meats, but that's for another day. Just get your meats in there, your proteins, your healthy fats. That's what you're looking for. There are supplements you can take. You can take vitamins. Those are all great. But the base core of what you should be looking for includes real foods found at the grocery store that grow in the ground or on a tree and are meat or protein of some source. If you don't eat meat, that's fine. You can find I don't know much about being a vegetarian, but there's other sources, and I know that, and you can use those. But you don't want those quick fixes, because that's just it. It's a quick fix. It is not a lifestyle change. It is not a long-term thing. You will do it, you will stop, and then you will be back to where you are or worse than before. So you need to find a plan. So whatever that is, you need to find it. The second thing I recommend doing is setting a goal. Why are you doing this? Why do you even want to eat healthy in the first place? Maybe it's because you just want to improve your overall health. Maybe you're like my husband, who's like, yay, I got the lowest rate on my insurance because I decided to change my life, and now I pay less for health insurance because all of my numbers have come down and I'm healthy. Maybe you do want to run a 5K, or for whatever reason, you're just like, you know what? I'm doing a bikini competition because that's what I feel like doing. Set a goal, because once you set a goal, you have something to work for. You have motivation and a reason to continue on and keep pushing yourself and help you stick to it. Whatever your goal is, set it. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what you want to achieve by doing this, but find that, write it down where you can see it every day, and it will be your motivation, your inspiration, and the reason why you are eating healthy. The third thing I want to talk about is finding support. Now, I know from working with people, from talking to people, that the hardest thing sometimes, guys, is getting your spouse on board. Your mindset is ready to go all in, and you are going to change your life, and then there's your spouse, and they're like, no way. I am not changing the way I'm eating. I still want to eat fried chicken and french fries every day, or pizza, or whatever it is, and they are not supportive of you, and your hopes and dreams feel crushed. But let me tell you, there are other ways to find support. I suggest online communities are great. There is local support for you. Reach out on Facebook to some of your, local groups that you're in and see if anybody wants to do it with you. Find your best friend and be like, hey, listen, I don't know how you talk to your best friend. You're doing this with me. And have them do it with you, or at least have them contact you every day to support you. If you need support and you can't find that, I'll be your friend. I will support you because I know how hard it is. I did this, guys, for 1 year before my husband joined me the second time around. I worked out every day and I made better choices. He sat there and he ate anything he wanted to, and it was hard, but I did it. And then guess what? A year later, in comes my husband, losing 10 pounds in 1 month when I lost 15 in a year, and I wanted to beat him up. But he did it, and it just took time. And now my kids eat grilled chicken, and my little one loves broccoli because I just kept going. I modeled it, they saw it, and finally they wanted in. Now my kids still, again, eat goldfish and chicken nuggets and mac and cheese all the time, but they do eat grilled chicken, they do eat some vegetables, and they love fruit. So just keep going. But find that support, whoever that is, wherever that is. It doesn't have to be someone in your immediate life right beside you, but it can be online. You can find the support. It's there. You just have to look. Number 4 for you guys, I suggest when you start eating healthy and you're working on this, do easy meals. Because what happens to a lot of people is they're like, okay, I'm going to eat healthy and I'm going to make all these creative recipes and we're just going to try new vegetables and we're going to do this and that and this. And the next thing you know, they're done. Why? Because it's not that easy. It's not that easy to change your lifestyle. It's not that easy to change your eating habits. But when you choose easy meals, and yep, I'm going to say it, repetitive meals, you have more success, at least in the beginning. Let yourself eat simple things. We're talking like 5 ingredients max, guys. Eat some grilled chicken with some flavoring. You can even buy the packets of marinade at the store where you just add in a little bit of oil and water or whatever, whatever it is that it calls for. You marinate the chicken. You can have different flavored chicken all the time. And guess what? 2 years down the road, I still use those because they're so simple and really you're not eating that much marinade, so I don't really care. It's about balance. Key is balance. But find easy meals. Make things up for breakfast. We're going to actually talk about this in the next few episodes of this series, is about the different like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and different things you can do to that to make eating healthy easier. But simple meals, guys. Don't try to be a gourmet chef when you first start this, or you're probably going to get overwhelmed and you're going to stop. Stick to simple, healthy meals. I promise, it's just easier. You're going to have to trust me and try this. You can try the gourmet ones, but if you start feeling like you can't do it anymore, hop over to the easy ones and see your success rise. And the last thing that I want to talk about is just, you have to decide how you're going to start. Are you going to be the first version of me who was all in and you are going to go full force? You are stopping everything cold turkey. You might even want to do a healthy cleanse that helps clear your body of the things you've been eating. There are those out there, but you really need to research the options that you have for healthy cleanses. Some claim to be healthy and are not. Some are dangerous, so be careful. But you could even consider doing that. But like for me, I went all in. I followed my guide that I had, and I did not go off of that guide, and I lost a lot of weight. And it's doable. It's overwhelming a little bit, but it's definitely doable. Or are you going to be the person that takes small changes and continues to add to those over time to make a sustainable meal plan, a sustainable, healthy version of you over the long run? And neither one is wrong. Both of them work fine. It just depends on your personality, the goal you set, and what you want to achieve. So, with small changes, we talked about all in. Small changes would be like, you know what? First, I'm going to cut soda out of my life, or sweet tea, or whatever your drink of choice is, alcohol, coffee, whatever it is. Or maybe you're going to keep your coffee, but you're going to go, I'm going to cut the creamers out, because those things add up all the time, especially if you're drinking multiple cups of coffee. So what is your small change going to be? Are you only going to allow yourself to eat out 1 time a week, 1 time a month, whatever it is? But pick that small thing, 1 or 2 at a time, and keep doing that until you're like, okay, I got this. And then, so now you've cut out soda. Next, we're going to cut out white bread. And then you're going to go to whole wheat. So we got the soda out. Now we're cutting out the white bread and we're going to whole wheat, complex carbs instead of, the simple carbs like white pasta versus whole wheat pasta. You can start changing those things out. And over time, as you continue to add that new thing in that you're getting rid of to replace it with something healthier, all of a sudden you're living a healthy lifestyle and it wasn't that hard. But seriously, all in versus small step changes over time, no one is better than the other. It just depends what your goals are and how you think you can do this for the long haul. Because what you don't want to do when you're starting to eat healthy is get so overwhelmed that you quit. because then you feel like a failure. And none of you are failures. If you're trying, you are not failing. You might not have success the first time around like I did, or at least not sustainable success where it lasted forever. But you might have to do trial and error. Maybe you start with the small changes and you're like, this is never going to work for me. If I'm going to do this, I have to go all in and give up everything that I've been doing and just change the way I'm living. So, it's all going to be individualized. The awesome part about changing your life is it's your life, and your life is for you and your family, and it's going to look different from mine, and it's going to look different from your next door neighbor. And that's the beauty of it, because no one is the same, and nothing that works, or not nothing, everything that works for me might not work for you, but you can take bits and pieces of what I'm teaching you and what you're reading about. Research, take things from everywhere, grab, pull, and start applying it to your life and see what things work for you and what things don't. It's not going to be perfect when you first start, and you have to remember that. You're not going to be perfect when you start, nor ever. You're never going to be perfect, but you're going to have setbacks, and that's okay. But the difference is changing your mindset to go, I want to reach that goal for whatever reason, and I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get there. No matter the setbacks that come my way, no matter the struggles that come my way, I'm going to get there. And I do want to say one more thing. Beware. This has happened to me over and over and over again, so I just want to share it before I get off of here. When I was kind of like the yo-yo working out, I'm not going to say dieting because I've never dieted in my life, but every time I decided in my life I was going to get healthy, I got sick. Like sick. Like, threw me on my butt sick, and I'm like, why? Why does this happen every time I set my mind to it? Because it was a big mind game. And I'm kidding. I'm not joking. Like, the first time I started working out, I got pregnant. The second time I started working out, I got pregnant. The third time, I didn't get pregnant, and I don't plan on it because I don't plan on stopping. Or I'd get like a cold. It just happened every time. And that's what I mean by there's going to be setbacks, and there's going to be things that try to knock you on your butt to get you to stop doing it. And I'm telling you, pick yourself up, do the best that you can during that time, and keep going. And the results of eating healthy will come. Whatever that goal is, if it's healthy, overall health where you're trying to get numbers down, or maybe trying to get off medicine for pre-diabetes or diabetes or whatever it is, over time they will come. You're not going to probably have that happen month 1, but maybe month 2, those numbers are going to start coming down, or you're going to start seeing the scale move, or your measurements coming down, or you're like looking in the picture and you're like, wow, I look really different today. And it's going to happen. But you have to start small, and you have to start with things that you can actually accomplish. You don't want to set yourself up from failure, or for failure from the beginning. So I hope this helps you guys. I'm excited about this series. If you want to know tomorrow more about, in part 2, about how to make breakfast work for you better, come back and join me. I'm excited to talk about breakfast, give away some recipes, and I hope you guys will be back to watch me. Thank you guys for coming on and watching this. I hope you learned something, and I will talk to you guys later.